is a neo-pagan, nature-based religion that is often misunderstood. However, it stands as the most popular and largest of the neo-pagan religions today. Wiccans hold a great amount of respect towards the earth and also look up to their goddess and god, who is her consort. The Wiccan goddess is traditionally known as the triple goddess, while the Wiccan god is traditionally known as the horn god. Other elements that are highly characteristic of the Wiccan religion include ritual magic, a mortality code, and the celebration of 8 festivals appropriate to the given season. Many Wiccans describe Wicca as very peaceful, harmonious, and balanced. It is a way of life and thinking that encourages oneness with the divine in all existing things. As one Wiccan states, Wicca is a deep appreciation and awe in watching the sun rise or sunset, the forest in the light of a glowing moon, a meadow enchanted by the first light of day. It is the morning dew on the petals of a beautiful flower, the gentle caress of a warm summer breeze upon your skin, or the warmth of the summer sun on your face. Wicca is the fall of colorful autumn leaves and the softness of winter snow. It is light and shadow and all that lies in between. It is the song of the birds and other creatures of the wild. It is being in the presence of Mother Earth's nature and being humbled in reverence. When we are in the temple of the Lord and Lady, we are not prone to the arrogance of human technology as they touch our souls. To be a witch is to be a healer, a teacher, a seeker, a giver, and a protector of all things. If this path is yours, may you walk with it in honor, light, and integrity. Today, however, there is great debate as to what actually constitutes as Wiccan and what its exact origin is. This is mainly due to the fact that there are a few different kinds and branches of Wicca. Some different types of Wiccan religion include lineage Wicca, British traditional Wicca, and eclectic Wicca. This confusion has also been brought about by some inconsistencies and unknown information. Wicca is a neo-pagan religion. The term neo-pagan refers to a variety of many belief systems that were once ancient pagan religions and have now become reconstructed. Examples of other neo-pagan religions would include shamanism, ancient Egyptian, Roman, and Greek religions. The term pagan alone has many conflicting definitions, and therefore, in a way, has become almost meaningless today. Wiccan views on theology may vary. However, the majority believes in a goddess and a god. These gods can be understood through aspects such as pantheism, duotheism, or polytheism. Pantheism is relating to dual aspects of one god. Duotheism is relating to 2 complete opposites, and polytheism is relating to many lesser deities. Sometimes current gods and goddesses are linked with specific ancient pagan deities. For example, instead of referring to the goddess, one might relate to Athena, Brigitte, Ishtar, or Venus. Or instead of referring to the god, one might refer to Apollo, Zeus, Thor, or Pan. Many Wiccans also believe in a single deity who is unknowable. This deity is often referred to as the One, or the All. The majority of Wiccans feel as if they share a partnership with the god and goddess. This alone is extremely different from the worshipper relationship among Christian and other religious faiths. Wiccans not only worship gods and goddesses in a different way for most, but also see them in a different light in general. Very few Wiccans actually pray to their god or goddess, which also shows a difference in relationship. It could be said that in a way, they need the goddess and god as much as the goddess and god need them. The goddess is generally symbolized as the moon. The goddess contains and conceives all. The god is the spark of life and inspiration within her, simultaneously her lover and her child. The god is often symbolized as the sun. He is also associated with things such as nature, the wilderness, sexuality, and hunting. Beliefs in an afterlife also vary among Wiccans. However, reincarnation is the traditional teaching. The most common belief among Wiccans is that the soul reincarnates into the same species over and over. It is said that this approach is taken in order to learn life's lessons and advance one's soul. A very common Wiccan saying is, "Once a witch, always a witch." However, other Wiccans hold a different viewpoint. They believe that the soul has time to rest in the otherworld or Summerland for a period of time. Wiccans generally focus more on the present and do not worry about an afterlife as much as other religions. They believe that if they are to make the most of their present life, their next life will benefit and be just as rewarding, if not more. Wiccans believe in magic that can be done through witchcraft and sorcery. Witches cast spells while taking place in ritual practices in order to bring about certain wanted changes. The most common Wiccan spells are those of healing, love, and fertility. They also have many spells to banish negative influences. Morality is almost strictly based on the Wiccan Rede. The Wiccan Rede states, "An it harm none, do what you will." This can be interpreted as one has the freedom to act as he or she wants, as long as one takes responsibility for one's own actions. Wiccans also have a law of threefold return that can be directly related to the Eastern idea of karma. They also abide by a set of 8 virtues. These 8 virtues include mirth, reverence, honor, humility, strength, beauty, power, and compassion. Wiccans believe in the 5 classical elements and see them as symbolic representations of the phases of matter. These 5 classical elements are air, fire, water, earth, and aether, which is the spirit. These 5 elements are often used in magical rituals. Wiccans have rituals very similar to communion and baptism, which are found in other religions. However, they involve more of a direct encounter with a god or goddess, instead of an indirect one through another person, such as a priest or a minister. A Wiccaning service is very similar to baptism in Christianity. It is basically viewed as a welcoming service for the newborn baby into the community. For certain major events such as puberty, marriage, death, graduation, and healing, some Wiccans will write their own rituals. Most rituals generally include some sort of a casting of a circle, invocation of deity or deities, a body of the ritual, and a closing of the circle. It is common for people to own a set of magical tools when practicing the Wiccan religion. This magic set often includes items such as a knife called an athame, a wand, pentacles, a chalice, a broomstick, a cauldron, candles, incense, and a special curved blade called a bowline. It is also very common for them to have altars. Wiccans follow the Wheel of the Year and celebrate 8 Sabbath festivals during the changing of the seasons. The cross-quarter days are known as the Greater Sabbats, while solstices and equinoxes mark the Lesser Sabbats. The 8 Sabbats include Samhain, Yule, Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Midsummer, Lammas, and Mabon. Samhain is the Greater Sabbath of the dead. Yule is the Lesser Sabbath and also winter solstice. Imbolc is a Greater Sabbath. Ostara is a Lesser Sabbath and spring equinox. Beltane is a Greater Sabbath. Midsummer is a Lesser Sabbath and summer solstice. Lammas is a Greater Sabbath of harvest. And Mabon is a Lesser Sabbath and autumn equinox. October 31st is when Wiccans celebrate Samhain. It is the final harvest time of the year and also when the crops were stored for the winter. This time also marks the end of one year and the beginning of another. During this time, the veil between the living and the spirit world is said to be very thin. Therefore, it is the perfect time to honor ancestors and be involved in divining. In the past, witches made lanterns by carving turnips and placing candles inside them and then taking them to the Sabbath site. Christianity later absorbed this ritual, turning it into a holiday known as All Hallows' Eve, which was eventually shortened and named Halloween. Practitioners of Wicca keep a private journal known as a Book of Shadows. The content of this book is kept very private and is a secret to all people not among the lineage. However, some proposed versions of a Book of Shadows have been published in the past. Most eclectic Wiccans create their own Book of Shadows and only they know the contents. If a person wishes to join a Wiccan coven, they must first go through an initiation process to be allowed in. Some practitioners claim that there was a time period of a year and 1 day between when a person started studying the Wiccan religion and when they were actually initiated into the coven. There are 3 degrees a person must get through to become officially initiated. In the end, the person would be capable of forming their own covens, autonomous of their parent coven. Lineages-based Wicca is divided into covens of priests and priestesses. One coven is often led by one high priest and one high priestess, which work in partnership to run the coven. They ultimately want to form a coven of 13, which is the ideal number. Today, Wiccans still receive much hostility and discrimination from others and people with different faiths. However, legal decisions and the status of Wiccans has improved overall. Some people have accused Wiccans of being anti-Christian and practicing a form of Satanism. However, there is no such thing as a Satan figure in Wiccan theology, so this is impossible. Margaret Adler states, "We are not evil. We don't harm or seduce people. We are not dangerous. We are ordinary people just like you. We have families, jobs, hopes, and dreams. We are not a cult. This religion is not a joke. We are not what you think we are from looking at TV. We are real. We laugh, we cry. We are serious. We have a sense of humor. You don't have to be afraid of us. We don't want to convert you, and please don't try to convert us. Just give us the same right we give you, to live in peace. We are much more similar to you than you think."